Good morning, and welcome to Shannie Loves Reading Corner. We are continuing our reading from Strange Superstitions and Magical Practices by William Fielding. We are continuing on in our chapter. This segment is called Premonitions and Portents. Grab your coffee and enjoy. Premonitions and portents of good and evil inevitably show up in the study of dreams, as they are bound to do because dreams touch upon every phase of our life's interest and activity. Our dreams, as a general rule, follow the impulses that stir our waking life. If dreams presage some ardently desired object or experience, we would in these latter days call them a wish fulfillment. Taking an adult attitude toward the subject, we realize that we have had hundreds, perhaps thousands of dreams in which we realized some found ambition, but it did not necessarily come true. On the other hand, there have been some dreams of things or experiences ardently desired that have been realized. Does this mean, then, that the dream in itself has been the factor that induced the desired result? Or perchance has it predicted some future experience with which we have little or no present connection or interest that is to come into our life? Let us see. We dream primarily about those things in which we are most interested, although sometimes the content of the dream is disguised. Now, if we are working very hard in our waking hours to produce some definite constructive result, or if we plan for and save to make a much desired distant trip, or otherwise put in a great deal of energy and effort to accomplish something, even though the goal may be at one time seem to be quite remote, it is entirely probable that we should dream a great deal about the subject that dominates so much of our interests. At one point in our experience, the realization may seem almost beyond our expectations. But if we still are interested enough and have the persistence to continue our efforts, we may and often do achieve the cherished goal. Of course, it is unnecessary to stress the fact that it was the intelligent application of time, thought, and energy that produced the results, and the dream of success in itself had nothing whatever to do with the accomplishment. The dream was entirely an incidental factor, merely a subjective emotional reaction occurring in our sleep. To the primitive mind, however, whether it be that of a savage, a simple-minded adult in civilized society, or a child, the dream in itself is considered in the nature of objective experience, with all that it implies. A normal wish fulfillment dream is therefore seized upon as a presentment of things to come, or, if unfavorable, a portent of misfortune. So strong was the North American Aborigines' faith in dreams that instances have been cited where the Indian, when he dreams he has been taken captive, induces his friends to make a mock attack on him, to bind him and treat him as a captive, actually submitting to the considerable amount of torture, in the hopes thus to fulfill his dream and so circumvent a genuine capture. The twisted logic of the primitive mind has caused some peculiar results in the interpretation of dreams. Some of the lower races have noted that situations in real life do not always work out according to the specifications of the dream. Have also drawn the conclusion that the dream will predict the contrary. Seemingly, it must presage something. Thus, experience having taught the Zulus the fallacy of expecting direct fulfillment of dreams, they have come to expect the opposite. If they dream of a sick man that he is dead, and see the funeral preparations, including the destruction of his personal effects, which is one of the practices of these people, they then say, because we have dreamed of his death, he will live. However, if they dream of a wedding dance, it is the sign of a funeral. The Morais believe that a kinsman dreamed of as dying will recover, whereas to see him well is a portent of death. Close examination of the interpretations of dreams of many races reveal that the rule of contraries is quite prevalent, and that it is by no means confined to the Zulus or the Morais, We find in English folklore the belief that the dream of a funeral denotes marriage, good fortune, and happiness. If a maiden sees a hearse in her sleep, she may expect a rich husband. On the other hand, to dream of a marriage is anything but favorable. Such a dream is indicative of approaching disappointments, loss of property, and death. To dream that a friend is dead betokens hasty news, but not of an unpleasant nature. If a sailor dreams of seeing a dolphin, he will be sure to lose his lady love. But if he dreams that he is drowning, he may expect a run of good luck. It is good to dream of thunder and lightning in whatever circumstances one is situated. He who dreams of these may expect good news from afar and an increase in goods. In Madagascar, the people throughout the whole island attribute deep significance to dreams, and imagine that their good demons, as they have been called, tell them in their dreams what ought to be done, or warn them of what ought to be avoided. Variations of this idea with respect to dreams are by no means rare among people in our civilized society. Very interesting. Tomorrow we will go on to prophetic and inspirational dreams, which is something I'm very into. A lot of people have these dreams without even knowing it. Dreams are a big part, so I'm very into this chapter, and I hope you're all enjoying it. Stay tuned tomorrow. Thanks.